Okay, next we will go over each policy. We will start with Patty's first policy first, and then we will let any participant to press the reaction, raise hand if you guys have any questions to ask her. And next we will go to Beth's first policies, and then we will go back to Patty. And again, audiences are more than welcome to ask some questions. But you have to press the button raise hand first. Okay, Patty, what is your first policy?
Let's go with the improving the cafeteria area.
Can you please explain about it in detail so that everyone will be clear what's your plan and what is gonna affect our school or the community?
Oh, so basically what I said before is there aren't enough chairs and desks and partitions that are effective enough for the students at MUIDS. That's why I wanted to add more tables, chairs, and also some fans outside of the cafeteria as well. For the budget for this, I mean, they aren't the school aren't reducing our tuition free. So I think that there are some money left that are for renovations for the school. And I think by improving this would be a very great way to welcome the 09 as well, because I think there would be a lot more casualties in MUIDS. Yeah.
Can you please go in detail about how you're gonna improve? Any plans about it or decide it later?
Well, as I said, I wanted to. So what do you mean by that? Because I think
you want to improve, right? So how you're gonna improve this? Add up tables and chairs or
yeah, as I said before, is I'm adding up tables, I'm adding up chairs, and also with the petition for the COVID-19 situation, and also some fans, the outside of the cafeteria as well.
Yeah, but how can you make sure that you can control the spread of COVID-19 virus?
Well, I mean, we can improve the table. How it is set right now, it isn't like how the student wanted to be seated inside of how they wanted to eat. So that's why I think that we can free more space and put more chairs and tables for the students as well. Someone is raising their hands.
okay.
Okay. Participants JADE stage, right? You can unmute your microphone now and ask.
Hello, so my name is Jade from Nirvana. So I have a question for Kun Patty. Have you calculated for the budget of this policy yet?
Well, actually not yet, because with the situation right now, we cannot count how much we have now and how much we have to add because of the online learning as well.
And you say that you think that the school will have a budget for this. And what if the school, I'm sorry, and what if the school don't have the budget for this policy?
Well, first of all, the school will need to have a budget for all renovations of the school. First of all, they have to keep a renovation, like a renovation profit for that, so that they can improve the school anytime when something is needed to be fixed. So I think they have that money for putting a little bit more of the tables, seats, and 3 to 5 more fans.
Thank you.
Okay, any participants has any other questions?
Someone is raising their hand again.
Okay. Amy, right? You can unmute your microphone now and ask.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
My name is Ali. Also from Nirvana. I have a question. Like you say that, like you repeatedly say that. I think this like this. But are you sure that you will be able to get the budget from the school? And also, you said that you will place more fan and a table, but where? Because our school didn't have any place more left to place those tables. Like for the first floor, as you can see that like it is full of the table already.
First of all, for the fans, I see when it comes to like the Christmas event, they could put more fans at the back where they have the, how do you say it, the MUIDS store. So I think they could put the fans there because they put the fan there before when we have a lot of events and stuff. And also with the area, we could set it out as like, how do you say this? I know I keep saying I think a lot, but I know and I understand. I have not looked at it, the area, like very, 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 very accurate how much table where the table can be put. But I think, and I started with my I think again, but I see that we could do it. Why not? If there is a lot more students coming, why can't the school improve that for the students to be seated more? Or else you're asking the school that, so you want people to stand eating? Yeah, did I answer your question correctly, or do you want more from mine?
Anything to say, Amy?
Yes, you already answered, but yeah, you still said that you didn't really decided where you will put the tables.
Yeah, that's the thing, because of myself not being accurate enough, looking around the school enough, and with online, I have forgotten how the cafeteria looks like. For sure, I'm very sorry about that, but like a lot of online learning has been happening, and like I can picture it out, but I cannot be really accurate with you right now because I don't know how much table we have now, or how much student will be coming soon, or how much students we have right now that could really fit enough students.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer.
Thank you.
Okay, that's incredible answers, Patty. So we will move to next policy from Nirvana. What is your first policy, Beth?
Our first policy is Student Government 2.0.
Can you explain it more?
Okay, so firstly, we're going to separate the student government and student council, but the student government will still be one part of the council, right? So the student government will be consist of the president, which is coming from this election, and the vice president as well. And there will be the head of each sectors and the head of each grade. So their work they will administrate the events of the school like the previous government did. But moving on to the student council, it will be consist of other parties that is the candidate in this competition, and they will help us work or receive the petitions from students. And it also consists of the president of the council and as well as the class representatives. So it will make more people to be able to participate in the student government.
Okay, that's her first policy. Any participants has a question?
Hi, I have. So first of all, I just want to clarify that. So you're just adding up for your new student government 2.0, you're just adding up more people in the student government, because I see that you have a 71 participant that is going to be in that student government. So as a former student government, we already have those student advisors that we already have, which is about 15 people, which includes all grades. And we also have that the class representative from each class. So the advisors, I think that because we chose it by ourselves, the 15 people is more quality than more quantities. So how do you say it? You're telling me that you're giving me 71 participants, 71 minds, 71 opinions. So you're giving more process to your work and making it more complicated to be a student government, because I think that 15 people of students advisors, including 5 people of the student government themselves, are enough because they are quality work and not quantity.
Okay, so I would answer that from my point of view, the current student government consists of just 5 people and the student advisor around 15, but the work is loads. So why wouldn't we have like more positions that we already separate and assign that who will work in which sector, and it would be easier to organize as well. And about the class representative, the current class representative didn't have that much job about the student council, right? They just like receiving the news and tell other people in the class. But I think if we let the class representative to participate more in the council, we can hear more about their student thoughts, because as it came from the people in their class, their friends would prefer to tell it to their friends instead of tell it to the student government directly, right?
Well, sorry, but like you said, you will have the student government official line account. So can't the students that aren't in the student government complain from there?
Yes, of course. Like anyone can contact us by that line official account if they want to, or even they can complain to the class representatives as well.
Yeah, because that's what you're saying, because 71 participant is a lot of human. I'm sorry, but really like a lot of human. So it becomes more like, for me, I think it's harder to work with 20 people, with quality people that we chose. I think it's better, but no, not I think, but it's better, because you said there's a lot of workload, but I know, but as a former student government, again, I'm very sorry, but like we separated the policy people out, we separated the activities people out. So I think we are more organized with 15 advisors already, not 71, including the student government themselves.
So I mean that like the student council, not all of them work for us, but we have the heads of each sector, right? So they can assign the work to any people or themselves. But the main role of the council is to vote whether vote or propose the resolutions for the school and check up on the student government work and receive complaints. Is that answer your question?
Well, I still see 15 people is already enough, but okay, up to you.
So we have like a lot of policies and sub policies, and we would need like a lot of people in order to circulate our policy.
So you have a lot of policies, but the thing is, you're working only for 1 year already. And I think that, not I think, but like you would only have the minimum of like, I mean, 5 policies in total, as you don't even know that they will approve it or not. Because as mine, no sign of approving the policies.
We don't really know whether if it will be going to be approved or not, but we're sure that we're willing to activate those and all of our policies to our best. Yes.
Yeah, I'll let other people ask you. Thank you.
Okay, there's 2 more. I saw a senior raise hand first. Okay, I will let him. You can unmute now.
Okay, not to throw shades at anyone, but I'll have to agree with Patty. Like, how are you gonna run 50 members, and how efficient are they, and who's gonna control all of them?
So there is, in every sector, they had the leader or the head of it. And in the student council, we also have the president as well. So it would be their work.
But how efficient is gonna be? Like, actually,
It
you
will-
still have a single head of the student, which is the student government, and everything has to be run by them. And if there are many layers, then the efficiency is gonna drop, and that's gonna take a little bit more time for each policy to pass or each activity to pass. And we know from organizing the school's event, there's not actually that much time.
So if we couldn't complete the policy within a year that we have that chance, that position, we could also pass on our policies or our goodwill to next generation, because it wouldn't benefit just our generation, but it will benefit everyone or every student who's going to come to this school.
I still don't see the point of each committee being like existing. But okay, anyway, so you are saying that your objectives for this year has to align with the junior student government candidates next year, which will be elected. Isn't that kind of like a far-fetched idea?
No, I don't agree with that, because we will work to our best no matter like what it takes. We will generate our policy as much as we can, but if some of it didn't complete yet, we're willing and welcome to pass it on.
Okay. I see you.
Okay, thank you, Chris.
Okay. But I forgot to add something. So the policy, like the student council, will also include the council between 3 Mahidol high schools, which is MUIDS, Mahidol Wityanusaran, and like the MSMU to like organize the events, which is in our another policy, and as well as to create bonding between our Mahidol high schools.
Can I ask about that? With MWIT and with MS and with MUIDS, I know that we're in the control of Mahidol University, but like, how would you organize the event that is not the same as like hours that we have already? Like sports day, we have sports day, they have sports day and stuff. So what events that will make it different, or like how would you
Like
Yeah.
so we didn't need to have like sport day, but we, you know, like Sathi Samaki, they did that event by competing, whether cheerleading, sport, or even music. It's not just like the sport day, so we can compete other students' abilities together and get to know more people as well.
I understand what you mean, but like with different unique schools, like we as an international school and with
But
as a more academic, and Duyang or MS as a music. So how would you like connect them? I know that we have those talent people in, but like still they will be more talented than us because they're based on what they learn.
yes, I mean that the council or the things that we do is not just rely on what they learn in their school, but it was their abilities apart from that. Because the thing that we compete with each other is not like learning or just academic.
But still, I think we and not I think, sorry with the I think, but like we already have a lot of activities already. If COVID is not here, we would have ASA, and like the music competition would be here, dancing competitions would be here, a lot of competitions would be here. So I think that
So
I understand that like bonding inside of like the Mahidol control is very great, but like we as MUIDS don't really know all of us as MUIDS. So why not like get to know us inside before going get to know them outside?
so we actually has like the policy that will support this, which is the bonding in.
Before you get into another policy, I think that we should just like after we have two participants raise hands, so it's gonna be nicer if you can you please like briefly explain, because we're not gonna run out of time. So yeah, and about your policy, like next policy, I think it's gonna be better if you're gonna explain it in this another section. So yeah. Okay. Patty, if do you have any question more? Like, okay. So next, we got one person, like two person, raise your hand, and the person with the nickname U and dot, can you please?
Hi.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. So my name's Ang, and I have a question about your connecting thing with like the student council thing. So how exactly like what exactly do you mean with like connecting with like the two other schools?
Like, as we can have the student council between schools, we can organize events, whether it is inside schools or outside. We can like strengthen the bonds between each other and get to know more people. So like in the student council that we're going to create, we already have a role for each person. So their work wouldn't be repeated. Does that answer your question?
Okay, that was embarrassing, but okay. I kind of understand. So basically this would be possible if there's no COVID, right?
We can do it online as well, but like we need to got approved first. And I heard that the bonding between these three schools is already be proposed by the previous like last 2 year student government already as well. So I think it would be
Okay.
possible.
Okay, so it's just all hypothetical, right? Is that the word? That everything goes smoothly? Like,
Maybe.
okay. That's just everything. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'll cut it here because we're running out of time. Let's move to Patty's next policy, the second policy. Can you talk about it briefly?
So hair color policy.
Mhm.
Yes, because like I see a lot of people getting complaints of how their hair looks or how their hair is not natural enough. So that's why I think that like why not make it a hair color policy where people could do whatever they want with their hair, because a study stated that it does not really affect how a person learns. And also the rules that we have now with the hair color policy and with the student services going around, I see that not all students get told off. So if this rule isn't fair for all people, why not make it a rule that we can do a hair color policy?
That's really interesting for me. Well, about your hair color policy, do you know that there are some like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, there are some parties that who try to make this be accepted by teachers and like other adults, but they have been failed. So what strategy do you have?
I understand with the adult stuff and how they think that why color our hair when we're just teenagers. But as I said, the rules isn't strict enough. And for me, what was I going to say? We have a strategy. I forgot. Wait, I forgot. I noted down, but like I forgot. But like, how do you say it? The teachers tends to be like, especially Thai teachers, they tend to be like very strict about like our hair color and how we like look. So I see that they, especially when it comes to like ceremonies and stuff, I see that it's very important to be like polite in a Thai society, it's Thai culture, how the Thai teachers wanted it to be, because it's the Thai ceremony. So I think that like we could like color our hair back or like spray it back for these ceremonies, or else because of our auditorium, it does not like fit all of our like grades in there. So we can put those who wanted the hair color to be in the seminar room, or like they think the hair color isn't appropriate enough to be taken and like put it on social media.
Okay. Um There's one person who raising hand. Okay, you can unmute your microphone now.
Okay. I mean, you're putting out a good point, and there's no one agreeing with it, but I'll have to rephrase from high. How are you going to approach the university, not just the adults, but the university as a whole? Because the decision is not from our school. Well, it have to pass our school first, but the real problem is the university decision.
I understand about the universities, how they really make the decisions of the school, but like, how do you say it? I think we should have a research, or even this comes into our mind that grades comes into parts of our hair color policy. If they get a minimum of a GPA, they could really do a hair color what they want. So I see that it could be a research for them, a document for the universities as well, that those that have these hair colors, they are not affecting their grades, or they're not affecting how they're learning. They're not affecting how they are being approached at school. So I think a lot of research and a lot of documents about students at MUIDS would be put in there to help back up the evidence that it is okay to dye or bleach our hair.
So you're students as human subject for the research of the university.
Well, yes, but I wanted to use the overall students, like students around Thai society as well, because we are living in a Thai society where they think that brown or black is only the appropriate color of our hair. So that's why research in Thai society, and especially in MUIDS, would really help to prove that it's not about the student's hair color. It's about the ability of how they learn and how they interact with people.
So are you aware of the repercussion of if this experiment or research goes wrong and there's like an unethical decision involved in this research, because we are human subjects to this research, right? And how long and like how much time it needs to process this one research? And are you actually gonna propose us as a human subject to the university? And do you really think the university is gonna let like a school of 750 students to be included in their research?
Well, to start, we will need to have consent from the students first before we do our research. So
Yep.
would depend on how much students of MUIDS would be participating in our research as well. But how long? I see that we wanted to get the policies and let them approved by this year. So next year, this would really get to be who really they want to be. So first of all, we need consent first before anything else could really happen.
What I'm saying is, do you think it's really gonna happen? Like, is it really possible? And should you even do it?
Well, to start off, teachers at MUIDS aren't really like fair with this types of rules. So I think we could really do it because like why not? It's our hair. I know that the adults don't really understand that it's our hair, we can do whatever they want. But yeah, with the research and consent from the students that we could really do it, why not? Because I see grade 12, like one of the grade 12 done their hair very colorful, yet they got told off that it's not because of the rules. But I see another students being very colorful with their hair inside, yet didn't get told off. So it isn't fair. I see it, this isn't fair. So
Yeah,
why
I mean,
get this policy to the universities? And
we are really like aware of this problem. I just want to know if there's actually a solution we could use, a possible solution we could use, other than just saying that we should do it and we should solve this problem. Like how? Well, you said research, but how are you gonna, like, you have steps for approaching the school first and the university, or do you have like any plan in mind that will make it work or make?
well, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
continue.
go ahead.
First off, as I said about GPA, I see that
Mhm.
I wanted to approach the school first of how we wanted to do the research and like asking the school first and also asking the students themselves as well. First of all, we have to like how do you say it, balance the grades, that like the fixed grade that could do their hair color kind of the way, like a fixed a fixed grade that could do their hair color. So next step is that they do their hair color for school at school, and then we do a research of how their grades is going. Is it going down? Is it going up? If it's going down, it might fail, and we understand about that. And yeah, we keep going for improving the school and improving how the student want it to be.
What if the results are not what you expect? Like if the grades actually go down, and I'm not saying it's because of the hair color, but like there could be other factors affecting it, and the result could be negative, right? And how are you gonna change it? Because this is research now.
I understand that like not all research are can be success. So there might be failure, but we see that we wanted to think positive first, then more than negative. I know that there are other aspects that could be affecting the grades, but yeah, like that's kind of it, because like we it's because it's a research, that's why we cannot really predict if it's going to fail or it's going to success. But first of all, our hypothesis is that it's going to success, because because like MUIDS is not minorities of the students kind of fail with their grades, not the majorities. Did I answer your question?
I think we have to end this conversation now, and we have to move on to another team for for the Nirvana base. Can you please briefly explain about your second policy? And thank you, our senior, for asking question.
The second policy that I would like to bring up is gender limitless. It has two sub-policies, which is letting students to wear whichever uniform they were suitable to their gender or their feeling. Another sub-policy is that we will provide the free sanitary napkin not only for students but as for teacher as well.
for each sanitary napkins. So have you like really think of the budget that you have will have for the napkins? Because like napkins comes in size, and size becomes a problem because like sorry boys, but like yeah, it becomes a problem because like a lot of women in MUIDS don't wear the same size or the same like types of pads. So how will you choose them? Because like it's also about the cost because it's a lot of high cost as well.
Okay, so for the cost, we think it was about student life quality. I think firstly, it should be provided by the school, but if not, we have many more activities that we could raise fund for that in our another policy. But about the size, we might like provide the variety of them there.
What about those that are like the greedy ones and like you packed this the how do you say it, the number of napkins in the toilet, but then it comes to those that are very greedy and then took all of it, how would then you would refill, and like yeah, how much time would you refill each week or what each month, or how do you know who will refill and what?
So the refill might be done by the maid because they already take the responsibility of the toilet, and they should shake up on their schedule as well as have it in the toilet already. But let me think about the greedy person.
Because they will be those who like, oh, I don't have these in dorm, I forgot them, so I'll just take it. There will be those people there.
So maybe we could like have a registration, and the numbers we will be able to distribute for each student, something like that.
What do you mean by registering? You mean by like just register that I need a pad kind of the way?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any other questions, participants? If no, we'll move on to next policy, the third one from Patty's.
Standardized test tutors. So basically is students teaching students about those standardized tests that is needed, such as SATs, TOEFLs, and IELTS. Just that. And they would also earn community service hours as well.
So this policy is about academic. Any participants has a question for her? You may raise your hand now. Okay, Amy, you can unmute your microphone.
Hi, I'm Amy from Nirvana again. Hi, Patty. I have question for your policy. Like you said that from I watched your video that explained about your policy, and you said that like MUID students themselves that will teach each others, but how can you sure that they can like have a standard for their teaching, and it will be like how about the quality? And also you said that usually embedded student teaches others, and also some get some money from that, and you said that if you will provide a community service hour for them if they teach friends, but do you think that it will really engage MUIDS student to do this, because there's many other way to gain the community service hours, and I think who will teach but not have quality, like they just want the hours and teach just song. Yes.
For start, those that are being chosen to teach will be certified with their scores that they have for the standardized tests. And also, we will have like a complaint from students that were taught by them. So that's why we know that they won't teach song in a way. And also, I know that there are a lot of people that teach each other, but I see that it's not just friends to friends, but I see it to seniors to juniors or juniors to seniors. So I see that it's a way for them to get to know more people as well. And also with the community service hours, I see that I know that there are the Red Cross, there are the community service clubs already, and the peer tutoring, but I see this as another way that some that are talented could really help those who are in need, or those who like have no idea what is happening. Because like I see students, I understand that, as you said, there are a lot of students that teach other people or with free or not, or like free or for money, but how do you say this? Yeah.
Yes,
Did I answer? Yeah.
Yes, but I have another question. You said that like the student can complain about the tutor, right? But how about they lie? And because they just want community service hours and they lie because like you get my point, right? I don't know how to say.
And I don't know how to
Like-
answer your question.
Like how about if they are lying? They didn't really have a quality
You
of
mean
their teaching.
if the tutor and the tutees know each other, right? And the
Yeah.
the
Right.
tutee want to help the tutor to earn more community service hours, and they would complain positively for them to be able to get it. Something
Yeah.
like
Well, there are not only like one people that they will teach. There will be several people that they will teach. So that's why we could see a lot of opinions from others as well, but not only one people. Did I answer your question?
So you mean that there will be like not just one-on-one tutoring?
It's a one-on-one, but like there are other people that they will teach. Do you understand me? Not like they will not only teach that one people for Monday,
Yes.
but like they will teach other people on Wednesday, and they will teach another people on Friday, kind of a one-on-one with different people.
And yeah, but I still think that how about like they have many friends and
So why not match them with other people that they don't know? So
okay,
first
that they don't know each other.
Well, we got the counselors. They know who we are with and stuff. We got
so
the
counselor know
counselors.
everything.
We got the counselors. We got us. We can, because yeah.
Yeah.
It can be it can also be choose randomly as well.
Okay, so Okay, so maybe, yeah, you already answered my question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, another participant. The last one for this policy because we're really running out of time. Mr.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So basically your policy is just having people teach about like the standardized tests, right? In a sense.
Yes.
So in a sense, isn't that like peer tutoring?
Well, no, because peer tutoring is only for subjects that are
Yeah,
in school.
but actually I heard from if pardon me if I'm wrong, but I've heard from Mr. Non like some time ago, like during my training program. I heard he was going to do it for these like BMAT tests and SATs and stuff as well. So like wouldn't that like clash with each other?
But Mr. Non is not here anymore.
Yeah, but he said he was going to pass on the program, right? So peer tutoring is still there in a sense.
Yes, but like they're changing the director. Like they're changing the, how do you mean? I know that he's going to pass on, but like if I could talk to the counselor, if I myself could do it, or even like cooperate with the counselor, it would be okay.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, in a sense. Thank you.
Okay, we will move on to best third. I suggest you to choose your next best policy from the second one.
The next policy is time extension, which school will start at 8 and the period gap will be extended as well as the closing time of the back gate.
Hi. So there is a lot of policies going on with starting 8 or starting late. So there is a lot of student government previous years and the previous years as well that has done this policy. So how would you persuade or the school more, and like, or how would you make it different to those that has already been rejected or being ignored?
Okay, so as we going through online learning more than the last year, I think every people see that online just start at 8:30 already and the period gap is 10, but the learning time is already decreased to just 45 minutes, but we can make it to be start at 8 and have a period gap of 10 with the period time of 50 minutes. We can do that. But and imagine that for online class, people can just like woke up for 3 minutes before class and it's already started at 8:30. So how if school on site start at 7:30, student needs to woke up like an hour or 2 hours before that to prepare themselves to get to school, and like the transportation is not that good in Thailand. So it takes more time, but so it doesn't make sense like the school will start like earlier, but students have got more things to do before that.
Someone's raising their hands.
Okay. You can unmute your microphone now.
Okay, so if we are going to start late at 8 and you are going to increase the time gap between the classes, what if like then that means that every have to finish with the school really late, and does everyone okay about that they are going to finish school very late, since there might be some other appointments or other tutors outside the school that they need to go?
So we might be negotiating it with the teachers if we got a chance, but we might not like make it to 10 minutes. We can use it like just 7 or 8 minutes. But if it was 10, it is 10, we had already planned that the school will only be finished late for just like 5 or 10 minutes. And imagine that if we just got so few more minutes between class to prepare ourselves, it is better to like have a quality learning time throughout the period rather than like we wish to go to the toilet in the middle of the class and miss out the contents that teacher is teaching.
Yeah, but like if we are going to start late and we are having more time between the classes, when it gather all together, it's gonna be really almost an hour after school. Does that everyone okay about that? And like for the, I know that we are under control of the kind of like the university, but for the Ministry of Education, they have the time limits that every student need to take the hours of study. Is it like gonna be okay for the Ministry of Education to approve this? We are going to have less time to study or not?
So I need to say that if online can do with 45 minutes per class, why can't we do it with 50 minutes?
But
Is
but like in online, we learn, for instance, like my accelerated math, we learn more slowly in class because we're online. But when on site, we can learn more with 50 minutes, more than 45 minutes.
So why would, if you can learn slower, so why won't you got more time? Is that answer?
Then why do I learn accelerated math then? Because with difference with general math and accelerated
So
math.
I mean about the contents, like the amounts of things that you learn per each class, not like.
So you're saying that 45 minutes is enough for you?
So we already prove it in the previous academic years, right? We can't complete it.
Well, some teachers won't agree with this because like 5 minutes, with 5 minutes more, they could do a lot more in teaching or even assign more work or assign more projects or giving more time for students to do their projects in class. So I mean, 5 minutes is not just 5 minutes, but it's 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes of learning.
So
5 minutes of
that it's only 5 minutes, but we might have just like extra 2 to make our learning time to be like more effective and like have quality. So I just said that if you want to go to the toilet in the middle of the class, and I'm sure that most of the students have experienced that before, that they didn't want to miss out of it. So why don't we have like extra few minutes to prepare themselves and get our brain ready, our physical conditions ready to learn? So teachers, as you say, they can also assign the work outside of class as well. They can still do that.
well, sometimes when they assign outside class, like even like after class, when it's like gap time, some students would like kind of panic with what they don't even know what they do. When it's spoken by the teacher, it's much easier to understand and to cooperate and to ask question what they supposed to do rather than giving it after school or after class.
So like if it happened already in online class, so teachers can still assign the assignment online, or student can still ask them by email. They can still answer each other, not like until they understand.
But would it be like person to person be easier to talk to? Like for instance, for me, I understand that I talked with the teacher through email, but I still don't understand, so I have to ask it in class.
Yes,
So I get
so why don't the teachers like and the work in the class, not just like 1 minute before class finish? So I believe most of them didn't do that.
well there are well there are well there are teachers like that they didn't look at the time, that they think that they are in the 50-minute class because they are used to with the 50-minute class. So you're changing the hours of the how much the students is learning. I know that 5 minutes of the class is 5 minutes, but like when you add up all 5 minutes for the whole year, you're like wasting a lot of hours of school.
I know. So why didn't online just like have disadvantages? Because our policy have more learning time than online learning already.
You keep repeating online learning, but we'll be learning on site soon, and learning on site is, I think, much different than online learning.
Okay, I think I have to admit that.
Well, this debate is really on fire, but we have to go to next policy now. I will let Patty introduce her fourth policy.
The bonding activities. So I see that with COVID-19 situation, there aren't a lot of activities that juniors and seniors come together. Even though we have those Christmas activities, Sailahat activities, and Lapnong activities, which is not allowed this year because of COVID-19 situation. So I see that bonding activity would be a nice way to get to know more people that are in the same elective as yours. For instance, those with food science last year can come with food science this year to bond together and get to know each other more.
Okay, any participants likes to ask her a question? No. Okay, let's go to best fourth policy.
Okay, so my fourth policy is activities for activities. There are many sub-policies in it as well, which include academic, non-academic, bonding activities, and others. So for academic, we would organize more competitions inside and outside school to let for all the activities. It would let our students to show off their abilities. And I think the school should distribute more certificates or our rewards for to compensate their hard work. For the non-academic activities, we would have activities about art, sports, and music, and etc. For instance, the busking outside of school for fundraising, and the art gallery for every student, not only for the AP student, because other students might prefer to show up their masterpiece as well. And for the bonding activities is about the Mahidol High School. As I said, it will have sports, music, cheerleading, and etc. And the last one is others. We might have the announcements or talk by students who interested in rhetoric, as well as the closing ceremony, which the student will got to perform their presentation according to the themes they got in each grade, which is different. And we can also sell tickets for guests or audience who would like to come and watch. Thank you.
Firstly, for sports and music, don't we have ASA already? And won't it be an overload of activities for students? And with also music, we have those that go with, last year goes at, I think it's KPIS, the competition, and also the music. Won't it crash into one?
I know that we already have ISA, but I understand that not all of the students have a chance to participate in ISA. They would need to pass an audition or some selection process. And I understand their feeling of getting rejected, and it's not their fault. I think the most important thing is that we should give students an opportunity to show off their abilities.
So you mean you want more activities for more students to go outside of school and do it in the name of MUIDS? Am I correct?
Pardon?
So you're saying that you want to give more opportunities for the students, more students, rather than the ones that are in ASA goes in the name of MUIDS to the competition?
So I mean, like the one who participate in ISA already have that chance or opportunities already. So how about the people who didn't got selected? So they would have no chance to show their ability if it was according to your question. So why wouldn't everybody got the same treatment or same chance?
Okay. I just see that because they have the addition, that's why they chose the best to be the name of the school.
Yes, I understand that, but like we already have ISA for that. So we can still continue the ISA program with the students who got selected, but we have an activity to support the other group of students. But at least they can participate no matter like how good or bad their potential is.
Okay.
Okay,
And for
go on. If you prefer.
yeah, go on. Be high.
Okay. Now we'll move to the last policy, and looks like obviously yeah, you guys are really good at handle pressure. And now here we are, the last policy. Patty, go on.
For last one is students and teachers resources. Basically, it's when we will be the center of what is happening with assignments and quizzes, which the information will be given by the students' representatives of each classes. And then we will put it in the shared Google Drive so then that the students can with also the teacher. This would also be notified in the email as well that something has been updated or in line that an assignment has been updated. Yeah, that's pretty good. So then the students can be more organized with the workload the students have in MUIDS. It's basically a solution for that.
Okay. No, Jade, right? You can unmute your microphone now. Okay, so looks like he isn't here. Now Emmy, you can go first.
Hello, I'm Jade. So I'm not understand about Kun Patty policy that about your Google Sheet. So you say that student will have to assignment in Google Sheet, right?
First off, it's Google Drive, not Google Sheet. And secondly,
I'm sorry.
it's okay, but like we will get the information, what homework or what assignments that each sections have, and then we'll put it in the Google Drive.
So who will put the assignment into the Google Drive first? I'm sorry. Before you will receive the information, so who will send the information to you? Teachers or student?
The student class representative. We will all have the grades, all grade sections that will be in the line group. We have that last year,
Well-
so I think that won't be a problem that they will tell the homework.
Do you think it will be better if the teacher will put the information of the assignment to you directly?
Well, first of all, the teachers already have a lot of work and they are busy with what they have already.
And do you think that the student is busy? Or not?
Well, it's only one class representative. And
But-
it's only a block of chat that like, how much homework do you have? And then put it in there.
But
Isn't that easy? Or
still, you give
is it-
more work to students representative, right?
well, they don't really do a lot already. So why not? Because they're the how do you say it? Because they are the class representative, they are like willing to help, willing to be the class representative for us student government to contact each of the classes. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, but so you mean that you will increase the work to the representative?
First of all, the class representative only do two things, as I have known, is one, they collect money from Spirit Week, and secondly, they inform us which classes they have when it comes to Valentine's Day that we need to deliver stuff, or Christmas that we need to deliver presents. Two tasks, only two tasks. Why not increase only one?
But it's everyday work, right?
Well, I think the student have to list their homework in their calendar, like what they have today. So I think, I don't think,
think?
but like, not I think, but don't people list their homework or like what they have, or even Google
Not me.
Classroom do? Well, not you, but that's why we do it for you. You understand what I mean? That's why we do it for you. And that's why the class representative is,
It's okay. I'm not understand your answer, but it's okay. I'll ask you again. Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to Amy. Do you want to speak?
Yes, I just only have a little question. Like, if the student representative is the one who send the homework to the student government, but how can you sure that there will be no mistake? If there is like any mistake on that, you will don't know at all. I think it is better for teacher to do that job, as my Nirvana policy also have that one too.
Well, to start with, not only teachers could make a mistake. Also teachers can. But as I said, the email will be notified, like an update will be notified in the email. So teachers could complain back to us that they don't have this work to them. So did I answer your question?
Okay, now we'll move on to this last policy. Okay, Bess, you can speak up.
Okay, so our last policy is Student Life Plus. It consists of the homework calendar, the line open chat for people who interested in the same categories or same thing. Next is official account, and last but not least, the COVID-19 vaccine policy that we would propose it to the school board to cooperate with the university to make it happen in our school.
First off, with the COVID-19 vaccine, well, what we have now is Sinovac and AstraZeneca, which is the age of 18 and up could really get vaccinated. So you mean that the vaccine itself is not really enough for the people in Thailand, for sure. And why get how?
Yes, I understand you. So like the Pfizer will be imported in Thailand in the last quarter of the year, which is like when the next academic year starts. And Pfizer was appropriate for people who age range from 12 to 18, and it was our students' age is in that range. So I think it is appropriate.
But wouldn't the government be willing to give it to an only about 700 students in MUIDS only? Because they might use it for other people that are really in need it as well. So I know and I understand that you want the priority for the MUIDS, but I see that other people that is really for the vaccination could really get it. And also with the government right now, do you think it will be enough for 700 students to get it? And not all people have that health to get vaccinated. How would you really like help those who suddenly get in shock or like get a seizure at school when they got vaccinated?
Yes, so it was up to the willingness of the students whether they would like to receive the vaccine or not, and it was the government job to provide all the vaccine to like every citizens, but it would be still their job to prioritize whether which group of person they will need to give it to first. And the people who's in need will be receiving it first, but the doses of the vaccine that will be imported is not like that small. It was a million, so I'm sure that it will be the remainders of it. So the government need to vaccinate every person anyway, but I can't say that how fast it's going to be or how fast it's going to be approved for our school to receive that, because it's not our job.
But you're saying that you are asking for it, so it's your job.
So like we're just proposed it to the school as much as we can. We just like proposed the idea for the school, but we didn't.
So you're saying that it
promise.
might fail and not all of us will get the vaccine?
So I can't say that it would failed because we didn't know it yet. But we will try our best, right? But so I think like every policy have the advantage and disadvantages in it. So it's possible for you to like crush our policy, but like we can propose it to the school board to cooperate with the Mahidol University, with the government, because it's out of our reach. We just like propose the idea.
Okay. Next would be the Line Official account. You said that it is also a way to reserve for a counselor meeting.
Yes,
Is that true?
because like the current system of booking the counselor is not that effective. Like for CL not all students remember their password or know how to use it, but they can still email them to the teacher. It was like the additional job that we can do to help like the students.
But wouldn't it be easier for the students themselves to email the counselor themselves?
It is their choices. They can choose whether they will contact the counselor by themselves or through us. They can still contact them directly.
Because through you, I see it's a lot of steps. It's you, then it's the email. So I think it's really not relevant.
Well, her last policy is really interesting for MUIDS students. You know, it's like really our hope if you can do that. Mr. Jade, do you have any question? Okay, no, I think no. Okay, well, we've finished all 5 policies from Patty's and Best. Patty, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, how do you say it? I'm the only one asking the question and answering the question. So look with the people that are asking the question. Is it from, how do you say it? Yeah, just look at the overall how we're asking and how we're answering the answers. I didn't really force you to vote for our team, but like look at those who really, really, really could help the school more than winning this debate. Thank you.
So how could you know that we can't help the school and we're just good at saying or debate?
I didn't say anything. I just say look around, not just you, but like people also the other student government candidates that are waiting right now also.
Okay, we'll move on to non-best. Anything you want to say to participants?
Okay, I would like to say that there are many more policies or ideas that came up to us and were willing to be like the voice for every student in the school. So we would make it to our best if we got that chance. So please vote for us. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the end of it. You guys have your own decision to make who you want to vote for to be our next president for MUIDS students. Okay, that's the end of our interview and debate. Thank you, Ms. Patty and Ms. Best, for giving us information about your policies.
And before we end this debate, I have something to announce you guys that the next debate for police versus voice will begin like 30 minutes late than the time that we announced, because yeah, the time is just already 20. So yeah, it's gonna start at 20:30 and we will continue to use this Zoom. So if you want to like stay in this Zoom, it's fine. If you want to leave, it's fine too. Yeah, and we will see you later at 20:30 with Polaris presidents and voice presidents. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Good